Venture Lounge is going on. Batch 3 is all about B2B and B2C startups.
Yeah, let's go. This is the next Venture Lounge session that we're going to host. And this time we have a brilliant set of judges and investors who help us to walk through the showcase with our list of startup contestants. So please welcome, let me introduce you to Alvaro, investment analyst, Speed Invest, Germany. You can guys raise your hand just to identify for the audience who you are so people can visually identify you. Nikolai, managing partner, Elysium Venture Capital, USA. Helena, associate, Frontline Ventures, UK. And Philip, startup lead for Central and Eastern Europe, Microsoft, from Czech Republic. We're also going to have Kate, analyst from 500 Startup USA, and Beata, associate, Creandum from Sweden. Hopefully, they will join us really soon. So this time we have batch of 7 startups that we're going to present as our showcase. We're not making it as a competition. We make it friendly, showcase with the feedback, questions. And I'm happy to call in as the first contestant to be on the stage, Zodier, the chatbot powered dating app in popular messengers. So the stage is totally yours. Guys, please welcome.
Hello, my name is Matthew, and I am the CEO of Zodier. Zodier is a chatbot-based dating app integrated into more than 10 popular messengers, like Facebook Messenger, Telegram, Viber, VK, with more than 3 billion users worldwide. We've already won the #1 of Product of the Day, Product of the Week, and as a result, Product of the Month at Product Hunt. Over the past year, we've grown over 80 times to 1 million registrations, and now continue to show strong monthly growth. Installing apps is so yesterday. An average American is installing less than 1 app per month. Dating culture and mindset is changing. We spend our life inside the messenger apps, and Zodier is already here. Zodier chatbots are already helping to find a match on Telegram, Facebook Messenger, Viber, and VK. Users learn about Zodier through advertisement or friends. They follow the link and thus begin registration. After that, they can put likes and dislikes based on location, age, photos, and a short description. Chatbots have gained more and more comprehensive functionality over time, and Zodier is an excellent example of it. Zodier delivers the end value to the user right through the chatbot without going to a mobile or web app. Dating market is constantly growing, and now it's worth $8.2 billion with more than 360 million users. Zodier brings dating closer and have a solid chance to rival Tinder, Badoo, and Bumble on that market. Right now, Zodier has about 1 million registrations, over 100,000 monthly active users, and around 15,000 daily active users. Zodier is changing the traditional business model, and now I will tell you 3 reasons why Zodier is better than our competition. Cost per install is 10 times less than mobile apps. Push reaction rates are up to 10 times higher than mobile apps, and transaction costs are 10 times less than the mobile apps. Our solution supports high loads and horizontal scaling based on microservice architecture and simultaneously works for 4 platforms. Slava and I have been working together on different projects for more than 5 years. Our team consists of around 20 professionals in development, testing, marketing, and other fields. Our primary focus is not monetization, but growth that will amplify our network effects. And we have hacked the way to grow faster for less. Our company is based in London, United Kingdom, and we've already raised $800,000 investment, and now we're looking for $1 million investment. We want to show that these game rules are changing, and we have an opportunity to lead the charge. So thank you for your attention. I will be glad to answer your question.
Thank you. So I encourage our investors to ask your questions or share your feedback, and who wants to be the first one? Philip.
Let me be the first one.
Okay,
yeah.
Nikolai, go ahead.
Thank you for the presentation. I also agree that messengers are future browsers, and we spend much more time in messaging communication apps than 10 years ago. And I think it's a bigger trend, and it's more convenient for users to meet new people via messaging platforms rather than somewhere on a specialized dating platform. So I think that is a natural trend, which I like. I have a question. What is the geography of your most active users, and how are you going to retain those users after they start using the bot?
So right now we have a lot of users from Indonesia, CIS countries, and now we very quick expand our audience in Spain and Germany. And right now, so we launched Facebook bot messenger, I think 1 month ago, and we've already take whitelisting from Facebook for advertised dating. And right now we go to the American and European market with chatbot in Facebook. And you asked me about retention or
yeah, the mechanism. How are you going to? What are the tricks compared to other dating and social platforms? How are you going to retain and engage audience so they can continue using the chatbot, not that just play around?
Yeah, in fact, the main trick is about that they finished registration because it's interesting, and after that they can go out. But we send them push notifications with text, for example. So 3 girls or 3 boys liked you. So do you want to show who is it? And you return to the application and start using it once again. So in fact, the mechanism is very similar to Tinder, but doing TAS application. But our push reaction rates are better because we live in Messenger, and push reaction rates in messengers is in fact messages up to 10 times higher than regular push notifications.
And how many matches have you made?
As I remember,
not users, but how many success stories or love stories they created and couples?
Yeah, that's very difficult questions. To be honest, even Tinder don't know this metric, but we have, as I remember, more than 500,000 matches right now, and now we increase this metric very fast. So, for example, for one day we can have 2,000-3,000 matches and even more. So, but real date we don't know. It's a difficult metric, and for example, Tinder says that they don't calculate it at all.
Got it.
Are you? Hey, thanks, Matvey, for the great presentation. If I may ask just a quick question, are you positioning the product in a kind of specific way? You know, we've seen a lot of these match platforms gain popularity due to the fact that they are focusing more on kind of like a relationship-driven application, whereas others are just kind of for meeting friends and yeah, short interactions. Are you positioning the product in any way to kind of gain more traction with certain consumers, or how are you thinking about it?
Yeah, right now I feel it's like more than game for users. like Tinder and like other most popular dating platforms. But our uniqueness is that we work on chatbots, and this is our main expertise, and this is the main advantage. So here we can do different things and try, but right now I don't think that we need to do something new about dating mechanisms like likes, dislikes, or something. So do you understand what I mean? So our main feature is that we are on chatbots, and this makes users' experience absolutely different. So from my point of view, that's enough, and we should make it better.
Okay, and maybe one more, Elena, go ahead.
Yeah,
one more question to wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess this is more general advice. So I guess like in early stage investing generally, I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's all about the founders. So actually hearing about how your story ties into this is like pretty crucial. So that's something that I'd be kind of curious about, well, just learning more about. The second thing as well is that you mentioned kind of customer retention, which is useful, which is good, but it feels as though inherently with dating apps, it's, you know, meant to be deleted, right? The app that's meant to be deleted. So actually the only metric that really people care about is basically the rate of your customer acquisition and the ways you do that. So I would really kind of hone in on essentially like smart customer acquisition tactics.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's nice advice.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think this is all questions we have for Zodier. Thank you, guys. Good luck. And
thank you. Thank you. Bye.
And I'm happy to introduce Digital Passport Andata, digital advertisement AI auto optimizing online services. Guys, you are up to the stage next, so please get ready in a couple of seconds.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Alexey. I'm founder of Andata, and I want to tell you about our services. Our services, it's after optimizing system with AI and how it's working. Now we're working with biggest bank in Russia, with medical company, with insurance company, automobile dealers, and our clients is all clients who have a marketing budget, who have online marketing budget. We know that our clients, a big part of this of the online budget are listing, and our system can find it, and we give our client one button optimizer services. Our client need only connect to our services, give our services access to their online campaign ads, and then our system teaching automatically, absolutely using data-driven model attribution. And then when we have recommendation, we send the letter to our client, and they push only one button, and our optimizing system starting working. How it work? We're using
Team, do you get it? Yeah.
Right now. Excuse me. I can continue.
Yeah. Go ahead. I think you're still up on the stage. Continue, please.
Okay, our system use over than 10,000 parameters to real-time analyze advertising of our clients, and then when we find better settings, our clients can put only one button. Right now, our after strategy work are better than after campaign in Google, in Yandex, in Facebook, and we have experiments where our settings work are better for our clients. How it works for big our corporation? We collect data from any sources, such websites, app, CRM system, ERP, or another data sources. Then we calculate the first great features of us. It's a digital passport. It's a dynamic user profile where we can find different settings in each sources. Then we calculate one single profile for each customer, and then we use a single profile to create data-driven model attribution to calculate customer journey map, and then find which company connect to this customer, and calculate better settings for each campaign to optimize it. Right now, only our services work with multiple tracking parameters, and it can help to track customers better than cookie. We use no tracking cookie technology, and we can work with blocking data from Apple and Google and any data sources. Right now, we start sales in USA 3 months ago. Now we have 2 paid pilots in USA. Our market, it's a big ads market in the world. After 5-6 years, I think we can rise. We can have year growth more than $1 billion. For example, for example, how clients pay to us. It's a monthly subscription. Here we save money for our clients, and then we take a part of this money. This is real data from a year budget in one of our clients in Russia. This is our traction. Starts our project. The first revenue in this year. It's science contract, and we start sales in the USA. And now we raise the money. This is our valuation. It's proceed from Sberbank. It's a round, and we raise it right now. And now we need to find only $2,000 for close this round. We have a lawyer from Starter Hybrid Fund with $4,000 right now. Our team, it's our core team. We have different specialists right now in our core team, and we're working with big data in Russia, and we calculate and in Russia over 20 million devices right now in real time every day in Russia market right now, and we start collect the data in USA in US-based servers too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alexei. And dear investors, please address your question to Andata and Digital Passport. Nikolai.
Alexei, yeah, thank you for the talk. Very interesting company, very interesting presentation. I'd like to hear how many customers outside of Russia do you have at the moment, and what is your sales process? How do you actually onboard the customer and convert from the cold lead towards the actual customer? How long does it take the sales pipeline?
Okay, now in the Russia, we work with 10 paid customers. So right now, it's big enterprises. The onboarding for enterprise is from 4 to 6 months right now. The cost of enterprise client in Russia, it's over $5,000, and a monthly check from enterprise between $5,000 to $8,000 per month right now. And we have 40 paid pilots right now in our services in big corporation Russia too. In the USA, right now we start 2 pilots.
Got it. Got it. So you said that you, on average, take a 25% cut of the optimization cost of all the money you save to the customer. So let's say if the customer pays $5K a month, then approximately you save them 20 grand on average. Am I correct?
Yeah, we can say for our customers between from 20 to 50% per month, and then we try to take from our clients from 2 to 5% of monthly budget.
2 to 5%. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And what customer profile do you have? Is it like medium to large stage companies? Is it corporation with the explicit budget for ads?
It's different strategies and client profile in Russia and US market. In Russia, it's a biggest corporation with biggest budget. In the USA, we start work with advertising agency because they better work with us, such as we can save their money. We can save for them their money twice. The first one it's for their personal, for optimize their cost in agency, and the second it's we can save money a client of agency in the US market. In the Russia, we're working with 5 direction. It's banks, insurance company, medical company, automobile dealers, and retail company. And so right now we start working with e-commerce too. In the US market right now, we're working only with advertising agency.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to make sure that we have like very last question. Nikolai, you'd like to finish it up, or
if some other people have a question, I have. If we have some time, I'd like to ask another question, but maybe
you can take it. You can take it out from the session, and you can talk to Alexei potentially later from the venture launch. Philip, you raise your hand. You want to share your feedback or ask a question? So go ahead.
Yeah, so thanks a lot, Alexei, for a nice presentation. You mentioned that you target any company, let's say, with a marketing budget, but still, if you should name, let's say, top 3 industries you are focused on, which industries it should be?
It's financial direction, such as bank insurance company. It's the first direction right now. The second direction, it's retail company, and the third direction, it's e-commerce direction in the USA and in global market strategy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so time flies so fast, and we have to make the wrap for this part. So Alexei, thank you very much for your introduction. Wish you good luck, and I'm happy to introduce on the stage Blanc. Is the world's first full-face modular mask. It is protective equipment, a fashion accessory, a visual privacy keeper, and a tech unit. So we're happy to have you here. Please, guys, the stage is
Hi, everyone. I'm Philip. My name is Philip. I'm co-founder of Blanc. Blanc is a full-face modular mask that's been kicking Kickstarter on fire. Last year, we secured more than $600,000 from backers from 62 countries worldwide. We have been featured in all the major tier one media outlets worldwide as well. Hypebeast, Rappaport, Daily Mail, GQ, Forbes, you name it. We have been, it actually started as a gimmick, but it turned out to be a very successful venture so far, and it's been gaining traction as well as additional semantics. And apart from being a anti-COVID mask, it now happens to be a visual privacy keeper because it's opaque and non-transparent, as you can see, and it's made so by intent. It's a fashion lifestyle accessory because it has changeable front panels, and it's obviously a tech unit. So let me check and see. Yeah, so sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. There you go. As I already said, we secured $600,000 on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and BakerKit. Our killer feature is switchable front panels. As you can see, like the default white and black front panels, set of front panels can be switched and turned basically into any set of front panels that you could possibly imagine. And that's basically one of the major ways for us to monetize the add-ons. That's our recurring payments, because the front panels are changeable, the filters are changeable. We have HIPAA filters in and out for exhalation and inhalation sequence. We have scraps, visitors, everything is changeable. Everything is, it's all for the recurring payments. Lots of people say or tend to say, lots of investors probably think that hardware is basically less margin than software. Well, here we have an evaluation of the company and what it takes us to make one Blanc mask, and also what it takes us to produce and manufacture and sort out the logistics and everything. And as you can see, the net margin for Blanc for each mask sold is 6x, which is basically a software valuation for the margin net. So we're good here. We're also happen to be the first startup ever to secure a Warner Brothers global licensing deal. They allowed us to make front panels with all of their brands, including DC Comics, that's Superman, everything, Rick and Morty, horror movie, Harry Potter, you name it. We have this secured, and we're gonna continue doing it. Like the first batch is gonna come up off the production lines in June, and it's also going to be the Warner Brothers as well. Here you can see the revenue waterfall, nothing special, just 149 without that, and 105 still staying strong from each mask sold without add-ons. We're looking for a 10 to 15% equity deal based on 3.5 million valuation pre-money. That's the stages. As you can see, we're now in the production stage, and we have money for that. We don't need money for that. We didn't need money for scaling. Well, scaling could take place in our scenario one of three kind of ways. First way is direct to consumer. We're definitely going to build a marketplace, already started it. Second is offline. We just got the first ever proof for licenses, like already said. And the third is B2B. I don't have the LOIs from the guys yet, so I can only mention them here, but we have an interest from University of Indiana for the mask that would protect 20 million people worldwide from allergy syndrome and porphyria. We have a potential deal with Boston police, who ordered a batch of bulletproof front panels to check whether they fit them or not. And we have a few samples ordered by DOR, Russian office also, And basically, those three are the opportunities that we're going to be developing into a fashion tech brand. And the stage 3 is R&D. As I already mentioned, Blanc is a tech unit, so we're going to be adding few tech modules to the mask, starting from climate control and HUD display and voice modulation, so that you could sound like Darth Vader or Daft Punk or whatever. Here you can see like how we collaborate with brands. Basically, we have few inquiries from those as well, but they're all under NDA, so I could probably send investment teaser if any interest. And that's basically our team. Mary is a godmother of Russian tech PR. Me, myself, was a partner of her agency called Vinci. She's ex-Одноклассники and IDDF. Now founder of Vinci Agency. I'm ex-founder of and ex-partner of Vinci Agency, also ex-Cognitive Technologies and Nuance, or CTO. Vitaly, he has major experience in building smart masks, in particular UV mask that's collected more than 3 million on Kickstarter and in other platforms. Well, we have major bunch of advisors from different fields, as you can see here, some of them under NDA, but still going strong. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you. Awesome presentation. And I'm just curious if people can plug in any kind of healthy add-ons, like to use this mask, for example, to fix their inhale exhale cycles, or for example to transmit smell over the internet. For example, if you want to other people.
Oh my God, that's so advanced that I doubt that it will be invented in like next 20 years. But yeah, here you go.
Yeah. So, dear investors, Helena, would you like to step in and share your feedback or questions?
Yeah, I'm happy to start off. So, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is, so there are, I guess, two use cases. There's the COVID one, and there's the kind of design. Well, there's the kind of like
fashion / lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, and like movie studio one. So yeah, I guess there are three. I guess for the first one, it's important to, if that's kind of a major like kind of potential revenue source, it's probably important to talk about like the actual science that backs it up, to give investors the feeling that they're investing in something that is legit, right? Or having said that, everyone wears masks, so I guess this is probably even better. But yeah, so that kind of scientific aspect is probably pretty important. I guess the other thing as well, so the hardware is not an issue. Usually it is an issue because of the margins, but also it tends to be a barrier to growth. So I guess that's kind of the thing that comes to mind for me for like I don't do hardware, so I'm not really sure, but I'd actually look into kind of the I'd kind of mention the manufacturing cycles, from like production to sale, like how long does that take? I'd kind of focus a bit on that as well. And that's kind of about it, really.
Yeah. Thank you, Helena. Philip?
Yeah, sure.
No. I mean, like it's we have two like that.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Philip, for presentation. You mentioned Boston Police, and I was thinking about I have technical background, and I can imagine that you can track a lot of data while I'm wearing this mask, and do you provide some features like that you can track quality of oxygen, quality of air, you can track GPS, you can track whatever, let's say, stream of what I see in front of my eye. So
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, basically health tech is one of the major so to say ways to improve the mask, and yeah, we're working on that already in the R&D. some of them. The first ones are, the ones, the modules that we're going to be installing. The first one, the like crucial ones that, like climate control is for people to, not die from humid air and heat in summer, and then not to freeze in winter. And then voice modulation is something that our bakers just requested a lot, so that they could sound like Darth Vader. But then, yeah, we're going for serious stuff, and we're planning on installing Bluetooth, through which we can basically link it up with a smartphone, so that we could probably add the software hardware connections, just as you mentioned. Yep.
Do you want to sell this data to, for example, government, or
our
to
DNA,
anonymize them and put
our brand DNA implies that we are not selling it to anyone, because as I've already mentioned, it's a visual privacy keeper, and it's made so by intent. Like Moscow, where I'm based, is the world's second place for the security cameras worldwide, for the quantity of them on the person based, and it's a huge problem. It's only growing, and that's something we want to be playing on and relying on, and to stay on this wave, we should probably not sell it to anyone. That's a good question. That's debatable.
That's a very good point, actually, to consider on. Nikolai, I see that you want to add in question, but we really have to stick with the schedule, and we like five minutes for page, 5 minutes for question, and we're already out.
Yeah, no problem. I just make a comment that people are so tired of wearing the fabric mask, and you guys gifted to the world a completely new mask that is really cool, really cool. So good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Thanks and good luck. We are inviting Primeflow, the company that helps business influencers to monetize their network, to be up on the stage next. Guys, please welcome, and try to be like in 5 minutes, because more time we have for our investors to share feedback, more value you get. So try to be on time. Primeflow, you are next.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, everybody. I'm Daniel, a co-founder of Primeflow, a platform that helps business influencers monetize and engage their audience. It's no news that companies need to connect with the right employees, customers, and investors to succeed. Today, companies hire hundreds of thousands of junior employees and it costs $60 billion per year just to basically spam people into submission. So, at the bottom line, we spend billions of dollars and create a bad experience for everybody involved. How about instead, as companies, we work with people who already have the attention and trust of whomever we are trying to reach. With Primeflow, companies can integrate business influencers into their recruiting and sales processes. And the business influencers finally get a way to engage and monetize their audience in a meaningful way. Let's look at an example in the recruiting vertical. One of our influencers, Yuho, was able to get interest from 70+ companies and 370 recruiting partners with just one post about network-driven recruiting. Yuho can translate this traction to about £1 million in annual network revenue, hundreds of jobs filled, and £100,000 of revenue for Primeflow, thanks to our 10% transaction fee. In the last decade, the internet empowered individuals to monetize their skills and assets across a range of industries. As an example of this overarching trend, Twitter just recently announced the paid super follower feature. I watched the consumer influencer revolution unfold as a YouTube insider, and it became very clear to me that a similar transformation is coming to the world of business influence. And we are building the platform that will help make it happen. Now let's run through exactly how this works. So when an influencer joins Primeflow, they get a custom landing page where they describe what their network can help with. And then they go and post this page across the different social profiles and feeds. Through this page, companies in their network and partners are integrated and onboarded into the referral process of that influencer. In the second step, Primeflow makes it super easy for companies to describe what type of introduction or referral they need. And it makes it easy for the influencer's network to deliver those introductions. Primeflow holds everybody during the process accountable, and we move it forward. Eventually, to make the whole activity sustainable, once the introductions convert, Primeflow delivers rewards to both the influencer and the responsible partners. Primeflow scales to millions of introductions thanks to our proprietary reputation engine built on top of a unique data set that combines both the social data and the transactional, the payments. This engine and this data set is also what makes Primeflow very valuable as a company. Services, agencies, and tools that are solving the problem of accessing the right people for companies are stuck in a trade-off between quality, volume, and cost. And we have built a category-defining product that combines in a unique way the social and the transactional features to basically transcend the trade-off and deliver on all three of those metrics. I spent 7 years as a tech lead at YouTube, building infrastructure and systems for millions of creators to monetize their audience. And Ben, my co-founder, while at McKinsey and PwC, he saw firsthand, the waste and the struggle that the big enterprises go through, with recruiting and business development. So together we have an unfair advantage that we understand both the supply and the demand of the so-called market of influence. We have also managed to build out an awesome team of engineers and business magicians that is working with us to build and ship Primeflow. Since our launch in March, we have onboarded now more than 40 influencers, and we plan to start charging our 10% fee in the next few months, and then be on track for 1 million annual run rate next year. We have so far raised £200,000 from Atomico and Outlier Ventures and a number of angels. With this, we have built a category-defining product, assembled an awesome team, and demonstrated the early traction. And our goal is to raise EIS-eligible seed round this summer, and we're targeting £1 million there. And mostly our goal is to scale up our go-to-market in the UK, build platform integrations, and empower basically the growth in general. So, the way we hire and sell is fundamentally broken. We are basically spending billions just to outspam each other. And, it doesn't have to be this way. If companies could work with people who already have the attention and trust of whoever they're trying to reach. If you think back, your favorite hires and clients likely came in through referrals, and now it's time to basically scale that up with Primeflow. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. It's like really interesting concept. So I owe this the spot for Nikolai. So we have just a couple of questions because it took a little bit longer for the pitch itself. So Nikolai, would you like to be the first for your feedback and question?
Yeah, Daniel, thank you so much. I believe in creators economy, and I believe in the social trends that you also kind of touch base. I have a question. How are you going to compete with their kind of social platforms that are already providing the monetization services for the influencers and for bloggers who already gather the attention and the audience? What is the angle? Are you afraid of this type of movement, or you think that it only enforces you?
So as you might have noticed, the power is shifting from platforms to the personalities. Many of the influencers today have 10 different channels where they build audiences, and then they are trying to figure out what to do with those audiences to monetize. This is what gave rise to products like Linktree that kind of work across all the platforms that the influencer is using. And this is also our angle. So we built landing pages that the influencers use as kind of entry points to the place that they own. And that's where they channel the audience, both the supply and demand, to monetize there. So we actually welcome every new platform because it's just the upper funnel for Primeflow, if that makes sense.
Got it. How are you going to engage with the influencers, or how, typical user who has more than 1 million followers or subscribers, then actually already kind of hard to engage with, and for new platforms you need to build credibility that actually can the blogger can actually see the value in working with you. How are you resolving this?
Yeah, so first of all, we have built a machinery to discover the top accounts on both Twitter and LinkedIn in all the markets that we target. So we know who these people are, kind of by definition, they are easy to find. So we have the lists, and basically we just approach them with a value proposition, which is kind of hard to refuse. Do you want to be more helpful for your audience, for your network? Do you want to engage more deeply? That usually resonates. And then we just together find a way to, monetize. So yeah. And one of our angels, for example, runs the biggest influencer marketing agency in Switzerland. And then another angel has been the CEO of Dentsu, which is one of the biggest marketing agencies also here in Switzerland. So we have a few kind of industry insiders already on board. And then otherwise it's just, just getting the tool to market and standard process, basically.
Okay, so we have room for one more comment, a question. Alvaro, go ahead.
Yeah, so just if I may quickly ask, I mean, it looks like you're focusing on two kind of key aspects here. One is kind of the social and media aspect of it, and the other one is kind of the payments and monetization aspect of it. I believe that those can be two like very different value propositions, and it's why some of these kind of influencer monetization platforms have started but haven't been able to really scale. It's two different kind of businesses in that sense. So how are you guys kind of tackling that problem? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about striking a balance between those two aspects. There has to be the social, and this is also why kind of it's tricky to build this software. You need the social aspect to kind of, take the existing relationships from other platforms, bring it into what feels like a more premium community. We have Patreon, OnlyFans, those types of solutions. So that's kind of the transition step. And then once you have the people where you kind of need them to have, then you start to work together in our case, right? So we are not so much about content, we are about access. And so we create an environment in which people can collaborate on helping each other with access, and then kind of to scale it up, scale up the process of doing that, we bring in the payments so that actually, it's kind of worth for people to do this. And then it transitions into basically like an entrepreneurial mindset, right? If that makes sense. So balance.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. I'm curious if your platform helps to grow those influencers and talents. For example, if I want to become one, would it be possible in the future, like to sign up for the future perspective of using your application? Hopefully, this is like in the long run strategy.
Yeah. So I think in general, we are all about sort of creating value and not so much, boosting some sort of follower numbers. So, I think it's better to have fewer followers, but very highly engaged, that you can do a lot for and they can do a lot for you. And that's what we are about, is basically this more deeper engagement. So yeah, we can definitely help with that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Primeflow. Great concept. Good luck. And we are inviting to the stage
Cheers.
Bonnet. Yeah, thanks. We are inviting the next startup that helps to simplify IV charging away from home. Bonnet, the stage is yours. We're happy to have you here with us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Patrick. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Bonnet, and Bonnet allows EV drivers to charge their cars away from home in a very smooth and reliable way. Nowadays, it is almost undeniable that EVs are a part of our future. It is enough to look at Tesla's market cap to convince yourself. But the truth is that while EVs are a very futuristic piece of technology, the charging infrastructure that is meant to support them is very much stuck in the past. Today, if you're an EV driver, chances are that you have multiple cards in your wallet and apps on your phone to access the different charge points owned by different charge point operators, or CPOs as we call them. You're overpaying for all of these services at the same time and constantly having to cross-reference the data about charge points as to where they are located and how to find them and pay for them. Similarly, on the other side of the puzzle, you have the CPOs, or the charge point operators themselves, who are currently only concerned with building out their hardware and gaining as much coverage as possible with their chargers, and less so concerned with how users are interacting with their chargers, how reliable the process is, and how easy it is for the customer to find these chargers. And this is where Bonnet comes in. For the EV driver, it's a simple app on their phone that grants them access to all charge points when they're not at home. It's a very simple and fixed, transparent pricing model for the driver, and it's over 4 times more reliable than anything else on the market today. For the CPO on the other side, we have a Google Analytics-like platform that actually allows the CPO to increase their own revenue. It, of course, brings increased exposure from drivers who would have otherwise not seen their chargers or not had access to those chargers. The tech for the CPO, or the charging network, to appear on our app is completely done by us and virtually creates no overheads for the CPOs themselves. And as a slight cherry on top, we even offer to pay for parts of the electricity upfront from the CPO to get it cheaper. And that is essentially our business model. We get B2B pricing with individual CPOs, and then we bundle it up in very convenient and digestible ways for the user to consume when they charge their car, always knowing how much they will be spending on their next charge. And of course, the market for such a solution, as you can imagine, is growing quite quickly. Now, today, 35 million pounds are being spent in the UK alone on only public chargers. But given how EV sales are growing, this number is actually going to be closer to 70 billion worldwide, once again, only on public chargers. And to grow with such a expanding market, we're targeting the niche of the 55,000 EV drivers in the UK today who actually do not have access to a home charger because they don't have off-street parking. This will allow us to grow into the 150,000 drivers who frequent public chargers at their grocery store or the cinema, and then expand to the UK, Europe, and hopefully globally. Of course, there are other players who are trying to do something similar, some as basic as just offering location-based information as to where chargers are located and how to find them. Some actually go one step further and facilitate payment to several networks. However, these do so in a very lazy way and go through third-party aggregation hubs but none of them employ the peer-to-peer connection that Bonnet does with every single charge point operator that allows us to come out on top and be scalable, a lot more scalable long term. Because we do this peer-to-peer connection, we actually work out at least 20% cheaper than any other competitor on the market. As I said earlier, we're 4 times more reliable with all the data because we get it directly from the charge point, and we actually can build up features that our competitors simply can't due to the tech. This is how scalable our platform really is. These were our charge points in London at the beginning of this year. And last week, this is what our coverage looked like. Similarly, on the demand side, our traction is growing quite quickly since our launch in January, with a lot of drivers signing up to the platform already, and clients like FreeNow, Zipcar, and Green Tomato Cars already being on the platform too and using it. We've had immense support from quite a few good companies and funding as well to date, and we've actually been selected by TechCrunch as a top pick of last year. And the team behind Bonnet is myself and my co-founder Elliot, who have been around the renewable and EV space, both academia and professionally, for the last 5 to 6 years. And we're fortunate enough to have a very good group of advisors, including Jochen, who is the ex-head of Tesla Europe and helped scale the entire operations of Tesla for the last 10 years, including their supercharger network. This is our plan for the upcoming 12 months. We will be scaling to over 70% coverage of all chargers in the UK and expanding into 2 new geographies. And to make that happen, we're right now raising a round of £1 million, for which we already have a lead investor and over 70% of the round committed. And hopefully we're going to finish it off in the next 2 weeks or so. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Patrick. Awesome. And yeah, here we go with the questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. So yeah, thanks very much for that. That was super clear and interesting. So I guess I would like to know how the business model works, because there's obviously a B2C and B2B element to this. So could you walk me through that? And I guess that the most important the most important thing is like at the end of the day, which is the biggest revenue stream?
Yeah, so to be completely transparent, I'd say 80% of our customers right now are B2B customers, simply because the customer acquisition costs are very low. And the margins, so we take a take rate on the electricity that we resell. For business customers, it's 5%. For B2C, it's 15%. But because in absolute terms, it works out to be the same absolute margins, because B2B customers, as you can imagine, just drive 3 times more than a normal B2C customer would. And I think what's important is you might have seen in one of the slides, is we have Bonnet Premium coming up, which is where all the cool features of Bonnet that we're building out will be in. And that's just another revenue stream. And we will also be monetizing the dashboard for the CPOs that we have now. So the supply side, which is currently completely free.
Cool. Thanks. Super clear.
Thank you. Nikolai?
Yeah, I have a question more about the competitive landscape. As far as I know, there are over a dozen apps for finding EV charging only in Europe, not taking the US market. How are you going to kind of differentiate yourself? The other players also experiment with different models, and that EV transition is inevitable, but the concentration of the players who are getting into the same space quite furious. So how are you going to win this game?
Yeah, it's a very good question. We get it a lot. It's mostly to do with how we build up our business from the ground up. It's to do with that peer-to-peer connection to every charge point operator, because every single competitor that you might see will have the exact same charging points because they get them from the exact same data source. The data is mostly crap. It's like 30% of the chargers don't even exist. And it's always a 50-50 chance as to if you can unlock the charger you're going to. Because we integrate directly with peer-to-peer, sort of every charge point operator, it means that we're not as fast in terms of growth of coverage, but not by a lot. But it also means that the quality of our network is significantly higher. And it also means that on the supply side, it creates very good lock-in effects for us, because we're actually partnering with each small, big charge point operator, whereas everyone else, they don't even know who the charge point operators are on their platform.
Got it. Thank you.
Alvaro, would you suggest as the next step for Bonnet a particular direction? So maybe any advice from your side or feedback that you can share at this stage?
Yeah, I mean, here again, here not really my expertise within Speed Invest, but just in general, I would suggest, I don't know how much your market is kind of driven by regulatory aspects, but often these things are interesting to consider also when talking to potential investors, especially when it's so dependent on a single kind of market, right? And in this case, EV or electricity or this kind of thing. So looking into how that might affect your expansion strategy just beyond the UK is something that I would maybe flag if you're looking to expand into other markets quite soon.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Philip, and to wrap it up, any kind of advice or feedback from your side? Just, yeah.
I had the same question basically regarding US as Nikolai had. Yeah, I think I don't want to repeat what already was said. So
got it.
Very nice presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Bonnet, wish you good luck. And hopefully we'll read from news, great milestone from your company. So take care.
Much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And we're delighted to invite Educate Online to be up next. This company is best British, Canadian, and US K-12 school education for kids, which is really close to me, and I'm happy, guys, to see what you bring on the stage. So it's all yours.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm the CEO and founder of Educate Online. And our company is a startup that's building an all-in-one platform that connects students to international schools. So we connect international students with the best schools from UK, US, and Canada, where they can learn online. We currently serve kids from the age of 5 until the age of 18. So why do the kids do it, and why do the parents do it? First of all, we make education affordable, and studying online costs 10 to 30 times cheaper than studying in the same schools offline. We select the schools that offer diplomas and qualifications that are respected, valued, and are actually highly accredited in the country, so the kids can get admission to the top universities as the next step. And due to the AI algorithm that our platform has, we are matching the students with the perfect school for them, because we see the whole track record, how the student has performed, and we also see how the school has performed with any given individual and group of students. We are B2B to C because we work with students and we also work with schools. There are two types of schools that we work with. One type is actually the schools that are teaching online in their domestic market, and we take them to the international market. Or the second type of school is a school that has been teaching offline for a very long time, and now they want to develop their own online school. And we create the whole IT infrastructure, develop a free LMS platform for them, increase the number of students that come in internationally, and also increase the quality of education as we gather feedback from every lesson and for every course and every school and every teacher. That's what we've done so far. We've started the company in 2018 and made a pivot towards online education just a year ago. We already tested our platform in 16 countries, and now we have over 2,000 kids that study with us. We currently have 700 schools in our partner network, and we bring them money. So we made $10 million of sales to the schools. And also we transform schools. So 15 schools from Switzerland, Britain, and the US are currently going through the transformation process from offline to online with us. That's how our revenues grew. In 2018, we created the company. 2019, we focused purely on offline schools and delivering students to them. Now, in 2021, our projected revenue is around $3.5 million with $1.2 million in revenues last year. We're not driven by the monetary figures at all. We aim to provide high quality school education globally, and that's our mission, to make it accessible and basically to make it zero border education for every child, no matter where they come from, no matter where, what's their wealth, background, financial situation, race, color. We want to serve all students throughout the world. By 2023, we're going to scale to 40 countries. And first, I'm from Russia originally, so we started with Russian-speaking countries and CIS countries and Southern European countries in 2020. By 2023, we'll cover the whole of Latin America, Europe, Arab countries, Southeast Asia. So basically, the schools are in the, so to say, developed countries, and everybody who is coming to study in these schools online is, so to say, from developing countries. We target a serviceable and obtainable market of $5 billion per year, and that's all recurring revenue because the kids study in schools not for just a term. They usually study for a very long time. You probably know that the education market is growing, and we see a projection of $404 billion by 2025 in terms of the size of the market. At the same time, I'm thinking that's just the start of EdTech, and there'll be a lot more to come. We don't have any direct competition as of yet. At the same time, we are competing indirectly with our competitors as the families are choosing where to spend the time and their money. For example, there are traditional schools, the local schools that the kids can go to. At the same time, through our platform, they can study in any school in the world, can do any course that they want to do, and they're not limited by physical distance. And 90% of our students combine domestic school plus international school online. There are educational agencies out there that send kids from one country to another to study. And unfortunately, it doesn't really work during COVID. And also, the price tag is quite high. So it might cost from 50, 30, 100,000 US dollars to study offline. When you study online, you can do the same thing with 10 to 30 times savings. There are language tutoring platforms out there like Duolingo and many others, and they're great at teaching languages. At the same time, they don't really have official certifications that they give to kids, and that's their main focus, is just languages. When they study through Educate Online, they can choose from 70 plus subjects. And also they study in fully accredited schools. So they have the full diplomas, certificate, and the whole documentation in order to progress further into higher educational institutions. Apply Board and other higher education aggregators are seen as not a competitor by us, but a certain benchmark, because Apply Board, what they've done is they've made a platform that allows the kids to apply to US and Canadian universities and colleges, all offline institutions, and they're now valued at over $1.5 billion. We're targeting schools, and we see that until 2025 at least, this is a faster growing market, and we actually also help the students to enter universities. Our team consists of 60 people who are located in Russia, China, India, European Union, United States, and just to point out some people, for example, myself, I've been studying in the UK since the age of 15, coming from Russia, and I really enjoy international education, having graduated from Cass Business School in London. My co-founder and our chief operations officer, so our leading partner, is Igor Borovikov, and he is also the founder of Softline. Softline has announced today that they'll be doing probably an IPO this year, with a revenue of $1.9 billion worldwide. And he has 28 years of experience in terms of management and IT. And for example, on this slide, I'd like to point out our chief academic officer. Her name is Trina. She's living in Florida, United States. And she has over 30 years of experience in education and over 20 plus years of experience in online education. In terms of our 3 to 5 year goals, we target.
I'm so sorry because we so far in our timeline. So
Sure.
can I ask you to, land it in like next 30 seconds because
Yeah, sure.
it's already like almost 8 minutes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. So within the 3 to 5 years, we want to enroll 1 million students every year into schools, and are targeting to work with 10,000 online schools worldwide. Right now, we are expanding internationally and growing our business, connecting more schools and building our platform. In Q4 of this year, we'll be raising a Series A round of $5.5 million, and our expected revenue in 2022 will be around $9 to $10 million. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm really happy to answer your questions. Thanks for taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. So, dear investors, it is your call. We open for Philip. Let's start with you. Like your raised hand.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. I'm wondering if and how your platform is able to work with alumni students or maybe future employers.
Thank you so much, Philip. We already have an agreement with Softline, which is one of the leading EU companies in Europe. We also have an agreement with Red Bull and Geekbrains that we just signed them last week, so that they will accept students as interns and also look at them for full-time positions. So the idea is that we'll also have 50 partner universities already. That means that we can get the kids from the age of 4 until the age of 18 when they're finishing high school. Then they'll get into university with us, and then they'll be ready to rock and roll in terms of their work. So the LTV will be quite big.
Thank you.
Nikolai?
Yeah, it's a great project, very good mission. Truly wonderful story. I have a question. What about the admission process for the kids? Can anyone be your customer and you kind of help to match with the school, or is it quite competitive to get onboarded and get qualified to study on your platform?
Thank you so much for the question, Nikolai. So basically, we have a certain test process that the kids can go through, and they actually go through that process. That means that we look at their English level or whichever other things we should look at. And that means that every kid gets a customized study plan. So if they don't have enough English, for example, they study English for 6 months, then they do this, they do that. There are different types of schools on the platform. Some of them are more competitive, some are less competitive. So there's always a match for everybody. And we're now in talks with Stanford Online High School, which is one of the leading schools in the United States and online schools in the world. And of course, that will be a very competitive school to get into. At the same time, we understand how to make these kids actually get there due to the preparation process that the other schools can provide.
And if the ultimate goal for the kids or for the parents of the kid to get his child to eventually get into Stanford or Harvard, would you help to assemble the certain courses and certain school that help to increase the chance of getting to the certain university?
Yes, of course. We already do that. So in the study plan, because of our chief academic officer, basically throughout the 30 years, she's seen quite a lot of successful cases. So we've built this into our algorithm. And also we have a higher education department that basically serves our students and our customers during this period of study. To get into Stanford, as you probably know, it's not only about grades, it's all about the portfolio and other things. And I'd like also to say that we give the chance for the kids to do different projects. For example, now 2 of our students actually attend Emerge conference, just they decide to do it. So so there's enough opportunities during the course of studies in order to add something to their portfolio.
Thank you, Alexander. Thanks for great presentation. And we have to move forward. So we wish you good luck. And I'm happy to invite to this stage next startup that is wrapping up our list of for this particular batch. The startup is utravel.me. which is a marketplace for multi-day tours with travel experts that helps 9 million travelers to save time and money by joining unique trips with cool mates. So we're happy to have you here. The stage is all yours, Olga. Thank you.
Hi. At the center of every crisis, there is an industry that's heavily impacted. It would be difficult to argue that leisure travel is at the center of the pandemic crisis. According to the World Tourism Organization, international travel fell by 80% in 2020. However, at the same time, our company has doubled in revenue without any investment. And now we are making more than $100,000 revenue per month. Let me tell you how we did it. My name is Olga. I'm founder of YouTravelMe. YouTravelMe is an online platform for booking multi-day, small group adventures organized by travel experts, from yoga retreats to safari. We create an algorithm matching travelers based on social interests and past experiences. Using matchmaking formula and micro-segmentation, we allow travelers to book their next adventure in just a sitting, and our communication ecosystem provides safe and instant connection directly to the travel experts. That is why more than 200,000 users per month and more than 3,000 and half travel experts love us. And we are growing because it works. The average order value is $900. We take 15% commission, and even during this time, we make money. The market is huge. It's $27 billion, and it's growing fast. We are already #1 in Russia and CIS markets, and we have begun sales in the United States in the beginning of 21st, and now it's 3% of our sales. Adventure travel as the category showed the largest recovery. 25% of American travelers looking for adventure travel, and half of them already have a planned trip in the next 6 months. Diverse experience and 10 years of knowing each other help our founding team to scale fast, and experienced advisors from travel industry helps to build a strong business on a junction of IT and travel. We are raising $1 million in exchange of participation in the US-based company, and the fund will be used to upgrade personal recommendation algorithm and expand penetration to the United States market. And half of the round is committed. Looking back, at every crisis, there are certain investment opportunities that give you the biggest upside. For now, adventure travel is one of them. So, if you're interested in profitable startups, travel tech, don't get left behind. We are YouTravelMe. Thank you.
Thank you, Olga. And that's very, very exciting because you didn't answer. How did you manage to survive during COVID? And what is the actual feature where people cannot travel? So you find a niche that helps people to unlock their wish to, compensate the like real travel to something that they can find that is allowed to travel during pandemic. So this is kind of a
we found we start scaling internal tourism inside of Russia and CIS markets, and also we found we start monetize our second part of our marketplace, travel experts. We found the best travel expert on our platform, create a course for beginners, and I think in August we already have the same metrics and same revenue as in the January of 2020.
Awesome. So, dear investors, it is your call. Please ask your questions or share feedback.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So I guess first of all, yeah, this whole kind of niche of, I guess, authentic experiences is super duper interesting and like a trend that like is really kind of up and coming, craved by consumers, etc. I've actually seen a few companies in this space. The one thing for me that I'm wondering and would like to know more about is, well, I guess there are two things. So number one is like this market is pretty competitive. You know, with companies like Get Your Guide, for example, that could be really well positioned to build something like this as an add-on. So where do you fit in with regards to that? Yeah, that would be actually my main question.
Yeah, sure. Unlike our competitors, we you don't see my screen, yeah? For now. Okay. Okay. Unlike our competitors, we focus on full-fledged multi-day adventures. Get Your Guide, Viator, and other companies, they focus on one-day experience and one-day adventure. It's totally different niche and the point of decision in different time periods. And the main competitors on this market is Zodier and G Adventures. They focus also on multi-day adventures. Unlike them, we work just with small suppliers. We work with free independent guides. Zodier focus on tier 1, tier 2 companies. So with that's why we can offer personal experience for each travelers, because they can't connect directly to the travel expert. They spend with them 2 weeks, for example, in some Morocco country, and they want to know really how it will be. So they ask directly all questions with calls, with charts on our platform inside.
Quick one from my side. Again, super interesting, and thanks for the presentation. How do you, and it alludes a bit to what's already been said by Sergey and Helena. How do you, I mean, the pandemic was obviously beneficial for you guys in some certain ways, because it directly went to kind of your niche type of travel. How do you plan to kind of keep in mind of the consumer, instead of just being kind of like a fad-driven trip that at this moment in time is very kind of popular, but might not be so much in the future? I guess what I'm asking here is, like, is there kind of a seasonality in terms of the broader traveling market that affects your business?
Yeah, thank you for question. In the end of the day, people want to have experience, not just like geographic adventure, not like nature. They want to have experience with the new friends, with some more wide experience than just travel. So we offer in this small group, we offer new friends based on their values. So you can find the friends in the adulthood. So it's the first thing. Second, we also focus on the this year we start focusing on B2B. It's organizing small group adventures for small group from companies, and it's not just popular for now. It's just HR HR segments in each company to organize some team building. And this type of tours is really good for team building, and it's work now. We already see requests from companies, from our clients ask for company to organize small group adventure tours for their group, and coming for us. Yeah, so we have this second focus to build.
Nikolai, you'd like to add in?
Yeah. Olga, thank you so much. I have a question. How do you engage with the experts? How did you find them, travel experts? Is this like you leverage the data of other platforms that already exist in, or you do your own vetting and onboarding process for travel experts?
We have a totally own way for travel experts. First of all, we try to find them manually from different places. For now, we have more than 3,500 travel experts on our platform, and the word of mouth, it really works because, for example, travel experts in Nepal, they know each other, so we have a loyalty program, and we ask to talk about our platform for each other. And also we have this big guide is a course for beginners, travel experts in the start of their career. So we popularize the profession travel experts to involve new person in our ecosystem.
Got it.
Thank you. And to wrap it up, Philip, would you like to give a suggestion or advice for Olga and You Travel Me, so we can have the whole circle?
Yeah, I'm wondering how to maybe think about how to automate, let's say, especially regarding B2B model, how to automate the sales through some, let's say, marketplaces, or provide as a service, connect to other services. I don't know, maybe this kind of way could be interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Olga. Travel Me, wish you good luck. Hopefully, we'll try it out soon. And maybe this is going to be the next planned vacation for myself specifically for this summer. Thank you very much. And let's call it a day, actually. We've done a great job. Thanks for our investors, Alvaro, Nikolai, Elena, Philip. That was great session. I hope you found something interesting, useful. And thank you very much for all the startups that presented their pitch decks. That was great. And we're gonna be continuing on tomorrow. We're gonna be having one more venture launch. So follow up, stay tuned. And that's a wrap. And if you'd like to catch up with any startups or any participants of Emerge this time, use PineUp and find people who you'd like to catch up. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow and take care.